Quail's Knitting Nest. My name is Joy.
And I'm Janet. Hello.
Welcome to summer in April.
April 30th and it's 80 degrees.
Yes.
Yesterday it was 90.
It was.
It was full sun.
And I'm surprised you're in long sleeves today.
I just wanted to wear this sweater one more time before.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite sweaters.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Anyway, it's the Anker, I might as well say.
Yeah, it's the silky
It's
wool.
the Anker sweater made in Elsebeth Lavold silky wool, one of my favorite yarns. It's so comfortable. There's also an Anker tee, which I was looking at. I was thinking about making that. That's in a lighter weight than this.
What weight is the silky wool?
It's about DK.
DK?
They say it's DK, but I think it's thinner. I don't know.
That's such a nice yarn.
I love it. I just love it. I have quite a bit more in my stash.
Oh.
For future.
It made the cut.
And what are you wearing?
This is my Curvy Lace pullover by E.J. Slayton, which I made eons ago. It's one of 2 summer knits that I made. And it's hot enough to wear today. The yarn is Schaefer yarns. It's called Susan, which is 100% mercerized cotton. It's sport weight. And it's lace all the way down to the bottom.
Schaefer yarns were always so nice.
Yeah.
I think you have more than I do.
To start with, I finished the Crocus Hat that I was working on in the last episode. I made 2 modifications to the pattern. One is that I added a pom-pom. Actually, more than that, because the pattern has a turned up brim, and I did not do that. I just did a regular brim. And then the other modification I made was I added a final row of the dip stitches at the top of the crown, which was not called for in the pattern. And I could see why, because they actually, they touch each other. There's not quite, there's exactly enough stitches to go around and do a dip stitch.
That's a pretty design though. It looks nice.
Yeah.
You can't see it too much under the pom-pom, but it's really pretty.
You can take the pom-pom off. I put it on with a button. So you can take it off if you don't like it or you want to wash it or whatever. And I always have trouble with pom-poms, getting them to be as full as I like them to be.
Do you have one of those Clover pom-pom makers?
No, I usually just use a piece of cardboard. But you wrap and wrap and wrap and wrap, and you think you've wrapped enough, and then you cut it and you haven't wrapped enough.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
I used the pom-pom maker last time, and it worked really well.
Did it?
Yep.
So it fits.
It's very pretty.
Well. And I like...
Colors are pretty.
I like the way the colors played out. It's very nice.
Very nice.
So I'm currently keeping that in my little sheep and wool bag here.
Our favorites. I hope this year they have a nice design.
I hope not, because I have enough bags.
Well, that's true. We all do, I think.
And then something else I was talking about last time, which I don't think I had even started it yet, was this little baby
that came
sweater.
out cute. Very cute.
See those buttons?
Let me see them. Let's see how it looks.
They're from Janet.
They do look cute on there.
The buttons are from Janet's stash.
They're sheep. They're cute.
Little sheepies.
That is really cute.
And what I ended up doing is I did not make buttonholes. I put in snaps instead and just sewed the sheep on top. Because I think the sheep, because they're not round, I think they would catch in the buttonhole. So it opens up like this with snaps.
Very pretty. This feels good.
This is a nice cotton. I was very happy with it. It knit up well. It wasn't too splitty while I was knitting. However, when I went to do the bind off, something about the way you twist the yarn when you're binding it off, it was causing the yarn to separate, and the splitting was horrible then. So it was very tricky. I put in my little tag in the back.
And did you carry the yarn up the side, right?
I did.
Yeah.
So I carried. the blue and the
Definitely.
white.
That's a beautiful shade of blue.
So the pattern's called Baby, it's Aosta, Baby Aosta Sweater by the Knit Pro Girl. And the yarn that I used is Ella Ray Eco Organic Cotton, which I had gotten on the yarn crawl. Just like the Crocus Hat, I got that yarn on the yarn crawl.
Very pretty.
So this is the 12-month size. And the baby was due May 15th and came
he's
6
here.
weeks early.
Oh my goodness. Is he big?
No, he was born 5 pounds, I think 11 ounces, and he was jaundiced. They had to keep him a day, and then they had to take him back. He was in danger of needing like a treatment for the jaundice, but then he recovered and
good.
He's okay now.
Well, that'll fit him then, so that's good.
Right.
That's what I was just thinking.
Well, whenever, 12 months from now, and it's cotton, so
very
we shall see. But I'm happy with it. It turned out really cute. So now I can give it to my coworker. Well, I have more, but do you have something you want to share?
This is just a continuation of last time. I think I showed one sock.
You did.
So now there's two.
Yay!
Same thing. It's Fortissima Saka, Mexico color, shoulder and stall. And it's 75 wool, 25 nylon. These are some of my favorite yarns. And I have 45 grams of yarn left.
Wow.
I know.
It's a lot.
And it's stockinette. I just did the ribbing on the top, my usual Joyce pattern, my favorite custom fit pattern. I like it. It looks like an animal print.
Well, stockinette uses less than a whole rib.
Yeah. And I finished another pair, which I love too. Almost looks like another animal print.
Yeah.
This was from the Yarn Crawl from Stitch Central. I just love this. And it's another stockinette sock. And it's, Lang Super Sock. And it's the Zoo socks. Lang Zoo socks, and it's crocodile.
Crocodile
is the color.
But they're
it's
fun.
cute.
Yeah.
And I have another one sock done, single sock done.
Oh, this is the one you showed last time, the yarn. I'm pretty sure, didn't you?
I don't know if I did.
No?
Anyway, I love this. I absolutely love this. I don't know what the yarn is because I lost the label in my stash, but I did something different, which I absolutely love. The cuff is knit one in the back and then purl one all the way down the leg. And I just love that twisted purl, the knit stitch. Love the way that looks. And this yarn is wonderful. I never thought it was going to do this. Like a black stripe. It's my aqua shade.
How did you think it was going to knit up?
I thought it was just going to be like dashes. It didn't look like it would continue.
Oh, okay.
But it kind of matches
right
the next row, so it almost looks like a stripe.
Mm-hmm.
But I love it. So I'll have the other one done by next time.
Well, I finished my latest hexagon for my blanket. I brought the other ones to show because you can see, so the colorway I'm using, this is Kauni Effektgarn, and it has 3 colors in it, and it fades from gold to brown to blue.
Don't we hold them?
So that one has all 3 colors in it, and this one has all 3 colors in it. This one has mostly gold and blue, but it has brown around the edge. But then the one I just finished has no blue at all.
Oh my gosh, that is so different, completely different.
Yeah, it looks...
Oh my gosh, look at that.
How different.
I'll wear them all. There we go, I'll wear them all.
Now,
oh, wow.
just at the very edge, it's just starting to fade into the blue, but there is no blue in this whole
And look
hexagon.
at this design.
How different it
is.
looks. Yeah.
Because look at this one. It's the gold star and the gold, but with a little bit around it. But these two are most alike, I guess.
Yeah.
And this
with
one
the blue
is starting to... But that one is completely different.
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
And looking at the camera there, you could barely see it, even though this has the same gold in the middle. It looks like there's more.
The brown is dominating.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very neat. Very, very nice.
So now I've done 4 in this colorway. I'm going to break out a new colorway and do 4 more in another color.
Do you have a lot left of these 2 balls?
I do. I didn't. I forget if I weighed them or not, but I do have quite a bit left.
Yeah. You're going to use them to join or?
No, I'm using this. Can you see it? Off-white.
Oh, okay, yes.
I'm using.
Okay.
It's right on the edge. You did say
that. That's right.
There's like an off-white that I've done on the edge of each one. And then, so it'll be, I mean, I'm hoping it'll be sort of a reverse stained glass look, having the white joining around all the hexagons. I hope it's not a mistake to do that. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, no. I think it'll be nice. Yeah. I think it's a good idea. Yep.
And
the reason stand out more, I think, with the different colors.
Yeah.
Next to each other.
So that was one reason I chose it, because it's different, like all the...
Right.
It's different from all the other colors. Plus, that one is a solid. Mm-hmm. And the rest of them are all these multis.
They'll get hidden, yeah.
Yeah. So that's done.
Very nice. Okay.
So I have 4 down, 20 to go.
Do you have one more yet?
I have one more, yes. Here we go. For Knitter's Day Out this year, I am doing a class on double knitting. So I spent this past month doing some double knitting. So I have 2 things I just did for the heck of it to do it and practice it. So the first one is this pot holder. This is called the Coaster Clover by Sonja Neukomm. So this is her pattern. And I think you can really see it in the camera how it's rode out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. So I was trying to figure out, because I had one color in each hand, and then, of course, you're switching. So you're knitting the green and then purling the white, and then you're reversing it. And I spent a little bit of time trying to figure out which way I was rowing out, so that I could figure out, should I pull the purl side tighter or the knit side tighter? Or is it the left hand I need to do tighter? I gave up.
When we're looking at the camera now, if I look at it quickly, it almost looks like crochet.
It does, yeah, because of the way.
Now I could see the stitches, but far away, it looks like crochet or woven or something. Yeah.
Every other row is bigger, and every other row is smaller, and it gives it that look, which is.
It looks pretty.
It's okay. I'm not crazy about it, and I might felt this. Mm-hmm. And then I made another one because I was searching.
I'm sure you're going to keep practicing.
I was searching patterns and I found this.
I love it.
My son Peter plays the trombone. It's his favorite
I knew that's what it was for. Yes. Oh, I love. Look, show the other side too.
And then here's the other side.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's great.
Now this one I did felt. This one was called a trombone cloth. It's called trombone cloth by Phazelia. But I decided to use fingering weight yarn because I had just made this and I knew how big this turned out. And this had like twice as many stitches on it.
Okay, yeah.
So I wanted it to be like pot holder size. I didn't want just some random thing that you wouldn't know what to do with it. And then I ended up making a mistake in the pattern. I was short 2 stitches, so I had to cut out part of the slide to make it work. But in the end, it ended up being square instead of rectangular because of having to remove those stitches. So, and I think it looks okay. It doesn't look too terribly out of proportion.
No, it's not. No. You would never know.
That was a lot of fun.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So this one I did felt. Or at least I put it once through the machine. And you can kind of see the rowing out here, but I think it's masked a little bit because of the felting. So then I did those, and then I went and figured out what I'm going to do for my class project.
Okay.
So it's going to be coasters. So I made 2 coasters. I did one with provisional cast on at the bottom and then Kitchener at the top. And the other one, I did a regular ribbed long tail cast on at the bottom. And then I did the modified 3-needle bind off at the top. As I figured this will be easier for beginners who have never done a provisional cast on or tried to Kitchener something together.
And what's the modified 3-needle?
The modified 3-needle bind off is when you, instead of knitting the 2 stitches together, you start to knit the front stitch, but then you purl the back stitch.
Oh, okay.
So you knit purl them together instead of knit 2 together.
Okay.
And that causes the purl bump to go sort of down the center instead of giving you that, you know, when you do a regular 3-needle bind off, it gives you that purl ridge.
Right.
So this sends the purl bump down the in between there.
Very nice.
So that's going to be my class project. This one I felted.
I was just going to say, this one looks felted.
Yeah. I just put it through the wash once. And I'm going to have to figure out my rowing out thing because it happened with everything that I made. But anyway, so that's the class project.
Very
so
nice.
Knitters Day Out next fall.
The last weekend of September. Right?
Last weekend of September, Friday night and Saturday all day near Harrisburg.
Local yarn shop day was this past Saturday. Was it April? I wrote the date down. 27th. Yeah, April 27th. So I did go to Pearls of Wisdom, our local yarn shop in Phoenixville. It was fun. I was there at 10 o'clock when it opened, and it was actually crowded. They were having
Lilac and Vine.
Fine. As soon as you walk in the door, she had all her yarn on display. A local, I don't know where she's from.
Spring City.
Very close. Yeah, someplace close. It was very pretty. I did buy some yarn from her last time. She had a trunk show. I ended up in the clearance part section, which was 40% off. My goodness, I can't resist. And I did get less traveled yarn in DK weight. I'll show you the color first. So pretty. I happened to have a mint green sweater on when I was there, and it matched very well. Also matched. And I plan to make a Sophie scarf. I bought 2 of these actually, because I make a bigger one. This is merino from Argentina. 75% merino, 25% nylon. 245 yards. Nirvana Quartet Enchantment Collection. It's very pretty. It has purple, lilac, green, burgundy, pink. Very pretty. And then I bought Dream in Color yarn Smooshy. I love this yarn. This feels wonderful. This is fingering weight. 85 superwash merino, 15 nylon, 420 yards. My colors.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Turquoise and dark brown and teal and off-white.
I wonder how that's going to knit up.
I don't know. I bought 4 of them because I would like to make a sweater with it. I think it's so pretty. I might have to mix another yarn with it, I was thinking, but we'll see when I swatch. So I got that. Oh, and I got this enamel pin. I don't know if anybody could see it. I'll show you the card that it came on. And it's Yarn and Needles Knitter's Flare Enamel Pin, small batch design for all. FireflyNotesOnline.com from Richmond, British Columbia. Oh, I didn't notice that. But anyway, it's really cute. It's my color, turquoise, a little yarn ball with needles. And the main reason I went there, of course,
The cheapest thing in your
this
cart.
is the one thing that I wanted, were the point protectors. Because I bought 2 sets when we were, no, 1 set when we were there for the yarn crawl, the Philly yarn crawl. And I just love them because these are the only needle stoppers, point protectors that don't fall off my needles for my project. So I bought dogs. I hope you can see that, dogs. And it looks like a popsicle.
Yeah.
But I love the color of it.
Yeah.
Of course. It's aqua. They're really cute. And they are Kama Craft point protectors. But these are supposed to work best for needle sizes 2 to 11. And I did try them on my size 9s that I'm using and my 5s, and they're good. They're very good. They stay on. And they have holes on the top and the bottom. I'll show you on one of my projects. So if you spent a certain amount, of course, they have freebies. So I got this beautiful little Notions case in my color. It was a choice of colors, of course. And really, really a nice gadget. There's stitch markers and needles and sewing needle, tapestry needle, and a folding scissor. You can see that. A lot of compartments. It's mostly markers, all types of stitch markers.
Yeah.
Just folds over nicely. So this will be in my travel bag.
Easy to take with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they also gave, I didn't bring it to show, but you also could select any needles you wanted under a certain amount, $12, and that was part of the other giveaway. That's it. It was fun.
And then coming up this weekend is Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Yeah.
But
it's gonna rain again, as usual. I think every year it rains, doesn't it? The one year I backed out and you went, you had your rubber boots on and you got stuck in the mud in the parking lot or something.
gosh, you remember that better than I do.
I remember. Because I remember telling you, it's going to be a mess there. The mud's going to be everywhere.
Well, I don't have any acquisitions.
Well, then I'll continue with my acquisitions. Okay. I have a couple more. So that was local yarn shop day. But after our yarn crawl, when we went to Kelbourne Woolens, I was determined. The one thing I wanted to buy that day was some Kelbourne Woolens yarn for a sweater. And they didn't have enough in the color I wanted. All the dye lots were different, so forth. And she told me they were getting a big shipment during the week. So, of course, I signed up for the email and got the email that their update was up. So I did order some Scout.
That's pretty.
This color. I wanted blue heather, but they didn't have that. I guess they didn't get a shipment. Instead, I bought scarlet heather. Their yarn comes from Peru. It is beautiful. This is 100% wool, 274 yards, 100 grams, and it's light. Yeah, sport. So I'll be making something.
I think it's DK, isn't it?
Is it?
Scalp? How many yards?
I don't think so. 20. Oh, it is a DK. That's right. Because it's saying light here. Oh, it is a DK.
274
Doesn't seem
yards.
like it. Look at.
It's like a light DK.
It's really light. Look at it. That's very light.
But a sport weight would have like 300 yards.
Right.
And that's
350,
only
something like that. Right. But every time I look at it, I think of sport. We'll see when we swatch.
Yeah.
I guess it blooms a lot. But it's really pretty. I almost see a blue cast to it. It's a blue-red. It's pretty. So that's that. And then, I received a gift. Oh my goodness, what a special gift from one of my knitting friends. She went to France. She's always in France. And this is from La Bien-Aimée, Paris, France. The whole label's in French. This is Cashmere Merino. 474 yards for 100 grams. And it's 75 merino, 15 cashmere, and 10 nylon. And the color I have to spell because I really don't know how to pronounce this. VHAGAR. Vagar. Sounds like, doesn't look French to me, but of course everyone knows my favorite color.
But it's not coming up on the screen. It's coming up more blue, and it's actually more green.
Maybe back here. Yeah, look at the difference. Wow. Anyway, so I guess she didn't go to La Bien-Aimée, which she usually does. This time she went to Lil Weasel.
Little Weasel.
And it's from in Paris. Here's the card. So I definitely have to think of something for around the neck, of course.
474 yards. That's pretty. Thin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a light fingering. Yeah. So I'll make a nice.
Oh, it feels
something.
lovely.
I know. For around my neck, I have to find a special pattern. Is it showing up better there?
No.
Okay. It's a beautiful, vibrant turquoise. I think that's the best way to describe it. Whatever Vagar is. I don't know. I guess I could have looked it up to see what language that is. Okay. I guess
So those are all your acquisitions?
That's the acquisitions.
Okay.
Too much.
And you
So,
did some,
I've
Janet
been
did
doing
something fun with her
organizing.
stash.
I've been doing some organization here. Right before the yarn crawl, I decided that I wanted to see what yarn I had in my stash and the quantities. And the weight. So that when I was shopping, I wasn't going to buy something I have too much of. I have too much of everything, but something different, I guess. So I had this old journal book from years ago. So I decided to use this. Look how cute this is on the back, too. TJ Maxx. So what I did is I went through my yarn stash and I did, even the inside here is cute. It has some clothes. My sweater quantities of yarn. So I went through and I organized. It took me about a week, a couple hours in the afternoon each day. And I organized everything by weights. Fingering, sport, worsted. What did I miss? DK. So I took a little swatch of all the yarn and I wrote the name of the yarn, the yardage, how many skeins I had, then the total yardage. I calculated everything so I could just open this book and know all the information, what the fiber content is, and the colorway for everyone. So I just went right through all my yarn and did that. So now if I see a pattern I like for a certain weight of yarn, I'm just going to go into my book and see, well, what do I have in DK weight that would work for that? So I don't keep buying more sweater weight, sweater quantities, because when you start to do this, you realize all the beautiful yarn you really have. And some of this is very old, as you'll see in one of my works in progress. We didn't get to that yet. So that was the one organizational thing I did. Then another thing, one of my favorite podcasts is Jen Geigley, Geigley Knits, Jen, Jen. I just love her. She is just fantastic. Oh my goodness, she's so creative. She's a graphic designer. She designs knitting patterns. She's a knitting teacher. She crochets, quilts. Very crafty person. So she came up with this planner, this knitting planner. It's beautiful. There's so many different ways that you could list your projects. They even she has graph paper every so often in between, and it's a beautiful book. Look at the pictures. There's even, there's more graph paper in the back. Projects I want to knit with all the information, pattern name, needle size.
So you don't forget.
Yep. Then she has quotes. There are no mistakes, only variations. Stephen Berg. She has Jen Geigley. Knitting needles are your paintbrushes. Yarn is your paint. Her favorite color is yellow, black. The colors are yellow, black, and white. Stephen West. More is more and less is a bore. Project and dates. You can list your projects and what dates you made them or started them. However you want to use this. It's very versatile. And then it has a monthly calendar. And there are no dates in this or years. So you could start this whenever you want. This is all blank. Just has the dates. So project planners. There's the months. Oh, and she also has this, the week of, and then block for each date. You could fill in there whatever you want. To-do list. It's a lovely book. She did such a beautiful job on this. So there's all throughout, there's weeks and project planner pages and graphs, graph paper.
So it doesn't matter how
You could
fast
use it how
or
you want,
slow
right.
you go, because you
project
just fill in the
planners.
dates when you get there.
Your start date, your checklist. She has all different types of ways that you could keep organized and keep your notes, which is nice because I have like little spiral journals like this that I write notes in, and I have one for all the podcasts that I watch too, and I write what patterns they're showing and something that if I see something I like, I just take notes while I'm watching podcasts too. So I have one of those. One of my favorite podcasts where I take a lot of notes is The Knitting Place. Pam and Dina. Dina owns the yarn shop. They always show new patterns and yarns that they would recommend for it. And they always have knit-alongs too by Zoom that you could join. They just finished the pressed flower sweater. Now they're doing another cardigan that I'd love to do, the garden cardigan. I forget who that's by. So I take a lot of notes there because they were doing summer sweaters. There's a couple summer sweaters I actually am going to make once I finish these heavier sweaters that I'm making.
Actually saw, did you watch the latest Fruity Knitting?
No.
There are 2 summer sweater patterns that this past Fruity Knitting podcast was all about the Swiss Yarn Festival.
Oh.
And they interviewed, again, the 2 ladies who organize it. And they both showed summer sweater designs that they had made. And they're both very pretty. And I'm maybe considering making one or both of them because they're really cute. And one of them is an idea that I've thought about in the past. You see these gorgeous shawl patterns and you're like, oh, but I would never wear a shawl. Well, the one designer, she took her own shawl pattern and converted it into a sweater. So you can do the shawl pattern but have something that's wearable. So it's like, it's very flowy and it looks cute.
Oh, I have to watch that.
Yeah.
I like to concentrate on that podcast. So I won't be doing knitting or anything during that because there's so much information.
Oh yeah, and especially this one because it's going through the festival, so they show you lots of stuff, and then there's short little interviews with different people, and so there's a lot going on in this. It's just not one long half-hour interview like they normally do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love their podcast. Now we're into works in progress. Okay, this is just a quick update on my pressed flowers cardigan. I'm getting there. I just love this sweater. Love. So I just pinned it together so it's easier to show because it was all in pieces. So all I have to do now is the left, even though I tied it together, everything's still falling. I just have the left front to do. Here's the back.
And
my yarn's getting tangled here. Anyway, everybody
Look
is
at
familiar
that.
with this anyway.
So pretty. You were worried about the yarn not having enough variation, but I think it's coming out really nice.
Yeah, I do too. There's enough of this dark turquoise and stuff in it. So, and I've given details of that many times. I'll just say the yarn is Feederbrook, of course, the flowers, the contrast color, and I can't remember Battenkill Fibers. That's it, from New York. That's the Corriedale Sport Weight main color. I love that yarn. I'll be getting more of that at Rhinebeck this year. That's beautiful yarn to knit with, and it's a good weight. That sweater's a nice weight. For sure, I know I'm taking that to Rhinebeck with me.
It's coming along, yeah.
And I'll start with this one because I know you have it too. So I started a sweater, I guess it's about a week and a half or whatever. This is the Felix cardigan, and I pinned this together too, so it would look decent. So all I have left to the front bands, the neck band, and the sleeves. Let me see if I could get this because it's long.
And you started this when?
Well, it's like a week and a half. Quick.
And you're practically finished.
Size 9 needles, and it's Aran weight. So I don't have Aran weight yarn. So I went to my stash, looked in my book, and I saw that I had this. See I love the way the variegation. So I double strand it because I don't have Aran weight yarn. So my worsted weight yarn is Mission Falls 1824 wool. This is really deep stash. This is from Unraveled Yarn Shop in Douglasville when I worked there. And it's 100% merino superwash. So I've had a bag full of this. I think I have 15 balls. But they're only 50 grams, and let me tell you, it goes quickly. It seems like I'm always I think I'm going to have just enough. Made in Canada. I don't think they're in business anymore.
They're not.
But that's probably why she was getting. It's kind of a camely olive shade, which is not. I have a pair of olive jeans that actually go with this. So if it's cold, this will be my Rhinebeck sweater on Saturday.
Did you say the name of it?
Felix cardigan by Amy Christoffers. Yeah.
And
There's
it's
also a Felix pullover, but I need some cardigans.
It's a basic raglan,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing that makes it unique is this raglan
Yarn
shaping.
Yeah, the lace. I think it's so pretty. And then of course I'll wear a light color underneath, so it'll show the lace a bit more. But the lace is showing up well here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it would. So I'm using the Mission Falls, and my second strand. I think this is stunning. This is another deep stash from the Yarn Gallery, and it's called Claudia Hand Painted Yarns. And if you could see the colors, you could see the colors actually more in the sweater. There's blue and rust, and there's green. It's almost like a white and light blue. There's all colors, so it really is. I like the way it mixed with this worsted weight yarn. And it doesn't hide the lace. I was afraid it was going to hide the lace design, but it doesn't. So these are the two.
I think because it's such a lightweight mohair.
Yeah. And this mohair,
heavier one, it might obscure it.
I wasn't sure because it's 70% kid mohair and 30% nylon. It's not silk mohair, which I like. But it doesn't feel that bad. And of course, I'll always wear something underneath it. I don't think it's that bad, and it hasn't been washed yet, so I think it's going to be okay. Not too scratchy.
No, it feels
it's very,
nice.
very fine.
Yeah.
Oops, down there. Oop, you can't see
Yeah,
it.
you can't.
Can't
It's so
see it.
fine.
It's so
you
fine.
can't really see it.
But I love this colorway. So I had 3 balls of this, and I have way more than enough.
I know
just started the second ball.
It's not the same colorway, but it reminds me of the Cabrito, the Manos that I used
for
the Crocus Hat.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way that the different random colors are going through it. Yeah.
I just thought it was so pretty. That would definitely spark this up because this. Yeah. I think this is why I never used it because I think it's a tough color to wear.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of an odd shade. And this was in a sales section when she was getting rid of it. So I've had that for a while. And this, I think, really brought it to life.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I agree.
So
it's very subtle, but it's subtle yet obvious.
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah.
Look at the patches of blue and rust. And the parts where it's green, they don't show up at all against the screen. But that's okay, because I love the blue and the rust. I think it looks very polished.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like about it, too. So, that's that. Now, I suggested this. There are a few of us going to Rhinebeck this year. So, I suggested to a few people, this would be a good Rhinebeck sweater because I usually do Andrea Mowry every year, but she doesn't come out with her patterns till July. And it really is a rush because her patterns take a while to complete. They're not simple stockinette on a size 9 like this one is. A quick knit. So I said, well, this might be a good Rhinebeck sweater. So I think there's 3 or 4 that I know of who are going to do it. And you're one of them. You surprised me. You normally don't do a sweater like this.
I don't. And raglan is not my jam. But I was thinking about it and mulling it over. Do I not? And then I remembered I have these purples in my stash.
Oh.
So I have these 3 purple yarns.
Very nice.
These 2 are Distal Fink yarns. It's their Annie base. This one is lavender, which I'm calling blue purple, and this one is prairie thistle, which I'm calling red purple, so that I can keep them straight in my head, which is which. So lavender and prairie thistle. And then I have this Feederbrook yarn, which is it's almost a combination of the 2.
Perfect. When did you get that feeder book?
This is ancient. I'm not sure.
That's beautiful.
It was a long time ago, and this is their sport weight, which is discontinued. So they don't make this weight anymore. It is a little bit, a smidge heavier than these. Now these are fingering, and this is sport. You're mixing a worsted and a lace.
Right.
And did you get gauge?
7 stitches to the inch.
Okay. No. The gauge for the pattern is 14 stitches and 4 inches.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
I'm combining 2 fingerings, which is closer to a DK weight. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to shoot for the second size, but I'm using the numbers of the largest size. So how many increases did you do? Which size are you making?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7.
So you have 7. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8.
Also. Oh, you did 8.
I did. So I did 8
Okay.
because I did the very largest size in terms of the stitch counts to make it big enough around. The second size is 43 and a half or something like that. So I've just divided for the sleeves here. This is how far I am.
So are you using the feeder book? Are you alternating with one of these?
So,
And then feeder book with one of these? Or how are you doing it?
so what I'm
How are you
doing
fading?
is double stranded this and then double stranded this plus this. So I'm doing from 2 ends of the ball with this.
Oh my
right?
goodness.
Okay. And then I'm taking 1 strand of that with 1 strand of this, and I'm doing I'm calling them stripes, 6 rows. So I did 2 ends of the ball, double stranded just this for 6 rows. Then I dropped 1 strand, and I'm doing 1 strand of each for 6 more rows. Then I'm dropping that, and I'm doing 1 strand of this and 1 strand of this for 6 rows. And then I'm dropping this, and I'm doing the same thing with this color. So I started with the blue purple. So you can see the blue purple, and then the feeder book gives it that little marled look, and then these two together after that, and then this solid, and then marled with the feeder book, and then marled with this, and I'm repeating this pattern down,
And it is striping.
so you can kind of see it. So it's going from the blue purple into the red purple, back into the blue purple, back into the red purple. So that's the way I'm working it. And yeah,
That's great. You use stash.
so I
It's
wasn't
so
going
funny
to buy
that you
your.
have stash that really matches.
Well, I've had these.
You had those too.
I've had them sitting together in my stash for a long time, and I just hadn't figured out what to do with them.
That feeder book is stunning.
It'll be interesting when I get to this dark.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really going to stand out. You could cut that out. Do you have how many balls of that do you have?
I only have 1 of this,
Oh.
but I have 2 each of these. So I have this much left. I'm
You're to the armholes.
Yeah, I'm just past the armholes. So I think I'll probably be able to finish the body with these and then start the sleeves. I'll have plenty of this yarn. And I think I will with this too, because I'm only using it once one out of every 3 stripes. I'm using this.
Yeah, you probably will.
So
It goes farther than you think. That's what I found too with mine. My pressed flowers, I should say.
Yeah. So I am joining the bandwagon.
So what gauge did you get here?
So my gauge is 4.5 stitches to the inch.
Okay. And I tried it on and it fits good. I really like it because I wasn't sure of this armhole, but it is. It's bigger. Well, not really.
I haven't
it's just
tried
right.
down, but I am at the armhole. Let's see.
It's just right.
You can find it. Well, it's still on the needle, so. But I mean, it fits pretty well around the neck. Should be okay.
Yep. I still think it's beautiful.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I have to get knitting and finish these 2 sweaters. My goal is to have both of them done in a month.
Oh yeah, before the heat
For
hits.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because yes. That's
Especially
why I was working on this week. Before, well, I was actually
before it got hot.
I was working on it yesterday, but it wasn't bad. We have the air conditioning on. But that's what I thought. Once it gets to the sleeves and you're flipping and everything, I have to have this done. That's why I put it aside. I put my pressed flowers aside because that's definitely more comfortable to work with. Okay, everybody, enjoy the nice weather. Everybody who's in Texas through Kansas, Arkansas, Iowa, and I hope everybody's doing all right.
Yeah.
The weather has been terrible. You're getting hit again a second time, I see. Very bad. 100-some tornadoes. So stay safe.
Yeah.
Keep knitting. The weather will get better, I'm sure.
What is the Elizabeth Zimmerman quote? Do you remember? Through all of life's
I don't know.
ups and downs, keep knitting. I forget what it is. She has something that goes along with that.
Take care.
Till next time.
Knit those summer sweaters if you want. We will. Maybe.
Maybe.
Bye.
Bye.